Hey guys, welcome to episode number 14 of the Physical Freedom Podcast. I'm here with my friend Leah. Leah is visiting us from France. Well, you technically left from Thailand, but you're visiting us from France. Leah's pretty amazing. She's been really fun to hang out with. She's actually stayed with us for the past 3 months. And at first, I was a little worried because she's vegetarian, but she's actually
I don't drink coffee.
you don't drink coffee. Yeah, it was a bunch of things that I was like, And she does CrossFit. It's like, okay, this is gonna be interesting. But it's been really cool having her around. She's really open minded, and I think we've learned a lot from each other. Definitely learned a lot from her. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of dig into it. I mean, you're honestly like one of the most, I would say, passionate people about exercise that I've met, which is pretty awesome. Like you really enjoy working out. You really enjoy taking on hard challenges, new things. You ran a 5K down here. You went to a CrossFit competition. It's pretty amazing. What do you feel like is like brought this out in you? This love for fitness, this passion to do hard things.
I was absolutely not like this like 6 years ago. Like I was a gamer. I was
A gamer.
spending all my time on my computer playing a video game, and I never liked exercise. Like I hated running. Literally, on my last year of high school, every week I was going to a different doctor to have like a certificate that said like she cannot run. And I was
Really?
doing that every week just because I didn't want to run like just an hour a week. So I was a completely different person, and everything changed when I was 16, and I wanted first to start eating better than I was doing, and like nutrition and sport is like, if you do one, generally you start doing the other.
Yeah.
And I started just working out and going to the gym. I was doing very basic workout, and there was no thought behind the workout. I was just doing exercise to do exercise.
Yeah.
And
When was this? What year?
I was, it was 26, no, 17, 18,
Yeah.
19.
That's about the same time I got into exercise too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. And I discovered CrossFit because of YouTuber in France that started doing CrossFit. And I was like, oh my God, this sport is so hard. I think I can enjoy it. And it took me a year to just try the sport. And when I tried it, I just fall in love doing CrossFit.
Really? What did you like about it?
Uh, like every workout at first, every workout is not the same. There is so many movement in CrossFit that you cannot get bored of it. Like for example, running, when you go to practice your sport, you just running. There is different intensity, but it's basically just one thing. And in CrossFit, you can do everything. You can bike, you can jump, you can do pull-ups, you can do push-ups, you can walk on your hands, you can, yeah, there is just so many things.
Yeah. And let's say like, because you started getting really into it. How did CrossFit lead you into doing what you do now, which is a mixture of CrossFit and then ATG or mobility training?
Oh, because I hurt myself so much doing just CrossFit.
Yeah.
I think the first injury was maybe less than a year into CrossFit. It was the shoulder, and it took me so much time just getting better for the shoulder. But it was not a big injury in the sense that I could do a lot of movement. Like if you have a bad shoulder, you can squat, you can run, you can bike, you can do a lot of things. But when it really started to get annoying the shoulder is when I wanted to progress on my upper body strength.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't. That's why I have a lot of I have a big gap between my upper body strength and lower body strength just because of that injury, and I just didn't know what to do, and I thought like just resting and hoping that the shoulder would get back to as normal, and it didn't. And then I hurt it my knees just doing too much CrossFit, like too much squats. That's it. And the biggest injury was the low back, just because of when you hurt your low back, you cannot do anything.
Right. Yeah.
Like just for some time when it was really bad, like just breathing hurted. So I couldn't do anything.
Wow.
And I was so desperate. It's when I had the low back injury that I realized like the knee injury and the shoulder injury was not done. And this is thanks to the low back injury that I found out about ATG, and that doing the back exercise of ATG, I just started in putting 4 exercises for the shoulder that everyone is doing at ATG, and just with that, my shoulder was better than ever.
Good. That's awesome.
So I couldn't do I could not do CrossFit movement for the upper body because of the low back, because you have to be really, you have to brace and it engaged the low back. So I couldn't do any exercise but those 4. And when I could just start training upper body, the sensation was completely different. Before, when I had a barbell overhead, my arms were shaking because my shoulder was just very weak. And then I was, oh my God. I gained strength without training my upper body strength. It was crazy. And ATG helped me like for those 3 injuries. And I started doing ATG for a full 3 to 4 months. And then I stopped because everything was good. I can do CrossFit like normal. And I just did 1 month of CrossFit without doing like the ATG as I wanted. I just stuck with the ATG split squat, tips, and few movements like this. And 1 month into CrossFit, I just hurt my back again. So from this date, because it was like I hurt my back and it was the painfulest I ever felt in my back. The most painful? Yeah, the most painful pain in my back I ever felt. Like, I promised to never, never, never stop ATG again.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And now I'm fine.
Yeah. And now you're coaching other people doing it. That's pretty awesome. It's really interesting how you said that it was like your shoulders first, then your knee, then your lower back. I would say those are probably the 3 biggest injuries in CrossFit, right? Yes. Would you say they're ranked in that order too, as far as like most people injure the shoulder?
I think the most people is shoulder. And it was my first injury.
Makes sense. Yeah. There's not a lot of accessories for the shoulder in CrossFit, right?
No. Yeah. We are doing push-up and press, a lot of pressing movement. Yeah. But 0 for the
rotator.
Yeah, for the rotator, and just the rear shoulder.
Rear delt.
Everything behind the shoulder is completely avoid. Yeah. Not avoid, but just we don't train it because this is not a big movement. Like, for example, squats. Yeah. We do squat a lot, but the shoulder, no.
Yeah.
And yeah, now from this date, I just said like ATG, the principle of ATG and the exercises are just so precious that I cannot afford to stop them because I know I'm gonna get hurt again.
Yeah, that makes sense. And how do you find balance training with CrossFit and then including the ATG training as well?
I think it depends on the goal. Yeah. My goal is to gain strength, so I put in top priority the strength training, so the ATG training with split squat, tips, rotator, and just strength for the whole body. And I think for CrossFitter in general, you can just stop doing like WOD every day.
Yeah.
This is not a
The
good
workout
idea.
of the day. Yeah.
And just it depends of the time you have, but include at least one just strength training, and where you have when you focus on what you need. For example, when you do CrossFit, if your shoulder hurt on this session, just add some accessory for the shoulder.
Yeah, I think that's very wise. I think a lot of the top CrossFit people probably do that, right? Like they do one or two strength training sessions a week at least, because strength is the basis for endurance, right? So if you don't have the strength, then you're not going to be able to complete endurance. Yeah.
And CrossFit is a sport where you need a lot of strength, and if you don't have the strength, you just cannot do the movement as prescribed.
Yeah.
On the workout. And if you're not strong enough, when you add intensity to the movement, everything falls apart. And this is how people get hurt the most of the time, just because we added too much intensity to a movement that they were not 100% good with the movement. The movement was just too difficult to add more intensity.
Yeah.
So strength first, then add technique and learn the skill, and then you can add intensity.
Yeah.
If not, you break.
No, I mean, I agree 100%. I think it makes sense. Like I've tried CrossFit before, and something that kind of scared me off was just like going in and not knowing what's going on, like not knowing what you're going to do. And they've kind of tried to solve it with, programming. You have an app that you look at the WOD of the day and you go in and you do that. But do you think it would be possible for a CrossFit box owner to program things in a way that's actually structurally balanced, or is that too difficult to do within a group class setting?
No, I think they could, but I think the thing with CrossFit is people when they do a CrossFit class, they want intensity.
Yeah.
They want every workout with intensity. But a workout could be a barbell workout where you just work on strength and quality movement. Like every strict movement, for example, strict press, back squat, and just add in a little bit of intensity of cutting the rest, but just move and do quality movement first.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, for example, if you don't have enough strict press strength, your push press will be impacted and your split jump will be impacted.
Yeah.
So raw strength first.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely. Get strong first. Yeah, I wonder why. I mean, what's the limiting factor? Is it the equipment? Is it the knowledge?
As I told you, I think just the limiting factor is that just people want to, at the end of the workout,
they want to feel
dead.
Yeah.
Dead. They want to be dead.
Yeah.
And when you do a strength training session, at the end of the workout, maybe you feel like your muscles are tired, but you're not dead.
Yeah.
So I think this is just it, because in CrossFit you can do a lot. We have dumbbell, we have barbell, and some CrossFit gym have a little bit more equipment, so you can do a strength training class.
Right.
But you have to want to go to this class.
Right.
Because
and they just don't have them.
Yeah, this is not the same intensity.
Do you think like it would be solved if you had ATG classes at a gym? Actually, better question. Okay. I give you a magic wand, right? You have this magic wand. Okay. You can do just wave it and you can do anything to solve this issue of injuries within CrossFit. What are some things that you're going to want to do? This is a hard one.
I think first you have to educate people, because in CrossFit we like to be dead at the end of the workout, and we like to push through pain. But there is different pain. There is muscle pain because you're doing 100 burpees and you feel your body burning because of the intensity, and there is the joint pain. And I think in CrossFit normalize too much pushing through joint pain. And that's why there is so many injury, because it's like normal. And if the injury is not too bad and you can continue doing CrossFit, we're gonna continue doing CrossFit until the injury is just too bad and we cannot move at all. So I think first educate with that, and just teaching people that it's not normal to feel pain in the joint, and if you feel pain in the joint, you should do accessories to fix this, and maybe less intensity for a while, and just calm down on the CrossFit thing, okay? If you're doing push-up and at the end of the push-up you feel like your shoulder is gonna fall, there is a problem. And this is the case of a lot of person. Like, just they continue pushing through pain until like they feel like something is gonna tear, and sometimes it tears and sometimes they stop just before that. But it takes a lot of time to get back to a normal good shoulder. I have a client, she was telling me that the other day, so that's why I'm telling you that.
Oh wow.
But she was telling me like, I think like when I had really bad shoulder pain, I thought like my tendon were going to break, and I was, oh my god, you stopped just before the big injury.
Oh, I'm glad she stopped. What else would you do? Magic wand. What else would you do?
So first educate on that. Do WOD, workout of the day with just strength training. And this could be focused on the priority for the person. For example, for a person, the priority would be the knee, and another one would be the shoulder. And have a session like this once a week at least. I would love to. If you're going to do like CrossFit 5 to 6 times a week. And yeah, just slow down on the intensity, and more focus on how you move and how you should feel your muscle working while you move, and mobility and strength training. Just learn how to move before adding intensity.
Yeah, I think that's really good.
So this could be a class, like, because in CrossFit gym, there is sometimes like workout of the day, the Metcon, and sometimes there is class like strongman, endurance, other classes that are not CrossFit. So there is not a lot of people on this class, because when you like to do CrossFit, you want to do CrossFit, a workout of the day, and Metcon.
Right.
So if the Metcon could be a strength training class, I think more people would come to the class. Because imagine, for example, a Thursday there is no workout, there is no Metcon, no Metcon, there is just a strength training class. So everyone who wants to come on Thursday, you're gonna do strength training class, and there is no other option.
I think it's really good. I like that number one, you said educate on the different types of pain, so that they know like when to stop and when it's okay to push through. And then two, you pretty much said work on weak links, right? Whether that's your knee, your elbow, your shoulder, or just mobility. Yeah, I think that's really good. Anything else?
Yeah, and one-on-one session with ATG coach. So you can work on your specific issue. Because at first, CrossFit is for longevity. And we thought of the CrossFit to get healthy and just be a healthy and fit individual. But when you see on the CrossFit gym, sometimes the person who come too much CrossFit, they're just wrecked. They cannot move, they are so stiff, the shoulder hurt, so many things.
Yeah, but just like anything, it's not complete. It's not a complete system. But I mean, we're working on it, and that's why Ben talks a lot about how he has a soft heart for CrossFit community, because it's such a great place to like meet new friends, be a better part of your community and like build a team, build that community sense of community with other people. So I think the few things that it's missing, I think ATG completes, and I think that's awesome that you found this
Yeah,
route and that you're
mobility and
competing in it.
strength.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is what we need because injury often come when you don't have enough mobility and your body is compensating too much with other things.
Yeah.
And this is what, like, for example, the low backs many times because your hips are too stiff or you're not in the position you should be on the movement. Mm-hmm. And you cannot engage the bigger muscle and you take too much with the low back.
Yeah.
For example.
Yeah. What were some of the things that you enjoyed during your visit, and what are you going to miss about the United States when you leave?
First thing, the weather from Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I think a big difference between the US and France is the relationship with sport, doing sport. I think in France we're not as into sport as here, and I think it's just it could add so much more freedom for people in their life, just feeling stronger and moving better and just feeling better. And yeah, I really like the US also for the mentality. As I told you once, in France we are most of the time really pessimistic.
Yeah.
And just don't grow too much and just don't dream too big and just stay small.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember
And
you
I
telling
think
me
in
that.
the US it's completely the opposite. Like you like winning, you go for it, you go for your goals, and you just try. And
Yeah.
that's fine.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to be like, "What is she saying?" Because we usually think the opposite about France. It's like, we think people there are more fit, they enjoy sport more.
No.
Well, it might also be the circles you've been hanging around with, because like everybody you're around here, it's like, yeah, we love sport, we love winning and like all these things.
But I think no, I see it. For example, in high school, you have a lot of physical activity and groups, and you do it a lot of time during the week, and we don't have that in France.
Really?
Yes, and I think there is also a difference between like I've seen this. I was living in the more in the north part of France, and here like people were not too much into sport. But when I moved to the south of France, this is where I think it's also because of the sun and there is more sun and it's warmer in the south of France. But people are outside, they're running, they're biking, they're swimming, and just moving and doing more sport than in the north.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I would probably. I don't really know much about the northern states. I've only ever been to New York like once or twice, but I would imagine it's the same, similar here, right? Like people are more active, moving around because the sun's out, the weather's beautiful.
When the weather is good, you want to go out.
Yeah.
Not when it's raining, you want to stay in your house and on the couch and just chill.
Yeah, that's funny. That now that you mentioned that, I kind of want to ask because, like I said, most people in America would be like, no, they're definitely more active in France, right? They probably enjoy sport more. But since you said that, and France is actually like one of the most lean or fit countries on earth, according to statistics. And America is one of the least. What do you think are the biggest difference? If it's not the love for sport and being active, what do you think are the biggest differences?
The food.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the food. Yeah. I think in France we have, and every French people would tell you that when they go out of the country, when they come back, the food in France is just so good because maybe for the preparation, but also the raw ingredients are just better.
The quality.
Yeah, in quality. I think in the US it's because you put a lot of stuff and chemicals that we don't have in Europe, but especially in France. I think you have like even if it's not organic, it tastes really good and just different. For example, when I buy to nature organic, for example, carrot,
Yeah.
the non-organic carrot from France are better at taste.
Really?
Yes.
Well, that makes me sad. Yeah, that's very interesting. And I've never had French food before. Still, so I gotta try it because you really put it on a pedestal. You're like, you're like, this is the best. Even the pizza, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay.
Yes.
Is there anything else aside from the food, or is that like the biggest thing?
I think it's the biggest
for
thing.
health. Yeah.
Yes. And just, I feel like there is just more chemicals here. And now I understand a little bit better why so many people are talking about the food system, especially in the US. I think the food system in France is not as bad as here, clearly. And we have just overall more quality food, and there is a lot of rule also in France that, for example, soda cannot have more than a percentage of sugar. And here there is, I think, no rule about that.
Yeah, there's no rule. Yeah, the Coca-Cola makes it a lot of sugar. I mean, a lot of it's very it's just to keep people hooked, very addictive. So there's a rule over there. You can't do more than 10% of sugar for the substance.
I don't know the percentage, but there is a rule. I think it's not just France, it's Europe in general.
Oh, okay. That's good.
So I don't drink soda, but when I go out of the country with, for example, my sister, she notices like this is way more. It tastes more sugar, and outside of France.
Very cool. Yeah. So what else have you kind of noticed that's different as far as health? Is it like, because if it's not sport, it's not the amount of active, it's mostly the food. Is there anything else that you kind of notice where it's affecting the people here? Do people spend more time outside in France?
It depends. Like in the south of France, I think so, because this is just, the weather is different. And where I'm from, during the winter, it's just terrible. It's raining all the time.
Yeah.
So you don't want to go out and just walk and do your workout if you play outside. Yeah, and I just think the relationship to food in France is different.
The relationship to food? In what sense?
In the US, everything is big.
Yeah.
the portion size. And in France is just smaller.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you think people use it more as like a way to look for joy type deal, or because you mentioned relationships, so it's like
I think it's in every country that like people are emotional about food. So I don't think it's the biggest difference. I think the biggest difference is just the portion size. For example, if you want to buy junk food here, you have just a bigger quantity of food, and in France, it's just the portion is just smaller.
The junk food portions. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And with clients, do you have any clients in the States, or are they mostly in France?
No, France.
France and Canada, right?
Not Canada. There is one in China.
China? Oh, that's cool.
So here we have 12-hour difference.
Oh, wow. I bet that's hard. What are some of the nutritional cues that you give your clients?
Eat protein.
Wow.
I think
so cool.
The biggest thing when you want to start eating better is just see if in every meal you have a portion of protein.
Yeah.
Just because eating protein, the digestion is slower, and you feel full eating protein.
Yeah.
And it's not really the case when you eat, for example, pasta.
Yeah.
So check if you have your protein, and if you don't have your protein, add the protein. I just say that at the beginning. And in general, when they just add the protein, they say, "Oh my god, I cannot finish my carbs portion because I'm full." So I don't have to say to them like put less carbs.
You already do
Because
that.
just adding
Yeah.
the protein, like the body is okay. I'm full now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that makes sense. And this is coming from a vegetarian, so
Yeah.
it's
But plants
yeah,
have protein.
yeah,
So
100%.
there is
Yeah,
a lot of protein, but I think the biggest difference between plant-based protein and animal-based protein is that you don't feel as full when you eat plant protein.
yeah,
But in a sense, it's good because you feel light. And if you like to feel heavy, sometimes the digestion can take a bit longer. And
yeah,
I think this is the biggest difference between the two. But when you want to eat, like, and you really hungry, I think sometimes I just eat a lot of food, but because it is not as dense as, for example, meat, you can eat a bit more.
yeah,
So this is another topic, but it is just very different.
yeah.
When you want to do it right and not stop because your body is not responding as you want it.
Yeah. You're probably the only vegetarian or non-meat eating person that I've seen that I think actually does it right, because you're always doing sprouted lentils. You sprout all your beans. You even like soak your nuts,
Yeah.
which is like yeah. Which I was like, I didn't even know you had to do that. But one thing I've noticed that's a commonality between the ways of eating that keep people healthy. It's like whether you're vegan, whether you're carnivore or vegetarian, it's that most people are eating real foods, right? And then two, they prep everything from scratch, right? So it's like using
From real
whole
food.
ingredients, yeah, from real food. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So you don't really take any shortcuts. You eat whole foods. You're not eating a bunch of fake meats or anything like that.
No.
Yeah. So
And
I
I
think you
think this
definitely
is
do it right.
the biggest mistake you can do when you start.
Yeah.
Like wanting to to have exactly the same meal, but you just remove the meat and put a fake meat, and this is terrible.
Yeah.
This is I prefer you to eat the meat because
Yeah.
it is way better for you than this thing.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think there's a lot of truth in finding like what we have in common with two ways, because you're still getting good results. It's like, okay, let's figure out where we're doing similarly. Um, yeah, and you've definitely prepared some amazing dishes. Like the lentil dish is definitely something I'm always going to be doing. The one with the coconut milk, that was really good. And there was another one that you made that was the nochi with the
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was really really good
the
too.
pumpkin
The
puree.
pumpkin nochi. No, the leek one was the best one for sure.
Oh,
Yeah, you
really?
made. Yeah, I like that one the best. Leek nochi.
And I did the lentil curry.
Yeah, the lentil curry was amazing for sure. But yeah, and then you also did some competitions while you were here, right? We got ready for a running one while you were also for a 5K while you were still getting ready for a CrossFit competition while you were training ATG. I'm like, you're training like 2 times a day. Like, I don't know how you're keeping up with that.
Well, I started this when I was here. I was not doing that before because I was too broken.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. And when I came here, I was just, my body was feeling good. My back pain was not here. Like,
That's great.
it's gone. Sometimes it's not even pain, but I'm just so, not sensitive, but alert on the feedback from my back because it took me so long and I just don't want to do it again,
Yeah.
So every time like I do a bit too much or everything, I just feel something like you just did too much, but it's just a feeling. It's no pain, just a feedback from your body.
Yeah.
I think I've learned to understand what my body was wanted to tell me better. So now I'm super alert, and yeah, I just prioritize strength training as I told you, and I started slow. I was doing 2 sessions, but the second session was really not too much intensity, just to to see if I could recover from a week to another. And yeah, the competition was so nice. It was the first one in 2 years.
Wow, yeah.
Because of my back. And it was the first time doing the competition alone. In CrossFit, you can do individual or team. And I just did team competition before, but I prefer individual.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah, you went by yourself. Like there was nobody there with you. Like I was supposed to be there, but I bailed because I'm a terrible friend. But you still ended up winning, which I think was pretty awesome. What was the? What would you say are some of the differences that you would have competing here versus competing in France?
I don't know anyone here. So
Yeah, you didn't know anybody.
So I think less pressure. Nobody knows you.
Yeah.
Nobody expects from you. Nobody wants to see how you're gonna perform, and just.
Did you like that, or was it?
Yeah, I liked it because my biggest problem is I put too much pressure on myself. So just nobody was watching you to see if you're gonna perform or not.
Right.
It was okay, fine. I can just enjoy the workout.
Yeah.
And yeah, just the mentality is different from here in France.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that was your first competition in 2 years. Do you feel like you were stronger than? Yeah?
Definitely stronger.
Good.
I didn't train as much CrossFit. I was just starting to add some movement. For example, butterfly pull-up. I was just learning the movement again because I had to stop for so long, and just getting back into the skill of CrossFit. And just because this is incredible. Just because your body is stronger, moving your body is less effort.
Yeah.
So you have a better cardio and better endurance. I was, oh my god, on one workout, because the last 3 to 4 months I just did very religious upper body strength training. And there was a workout where there were burpees, and I usually hate burpees because I'm terrible at it. And
there's a lot of absorption of force in it too.
On what?
Burpees, like you absorbing a ton of force with your arms, you know. So like if you don't have a strong upper body, you're gonna get hurt.
And I was noticing on the burpees, oh my god, I move so much faster because I can press more with my upper body, and the movement was less demanding on my body, and I just could move better.
Yeah.
And I didn't have to stop, and I was seeing everyone is starting to stop to catch their breath, and I'm like, oh, I'm good.
Let's go. Good. Yeah, that's awesome. Again, strength is the basis for endurance, right? Like if it's so much easier for you if you're using like 50% versus somebody else who's using 100%, who do you think is going to tire quicker? Like the person using 50% of their strength.
And when you analyze the top CrossFit athlete, they all had a big strength base.
Yeah.
And if you have a good cardio base, you cannot go as far as the person who had the strength first. So awesome. I think it's really the most important part, and the strength you want to have in CrossFit just depend on the level of performance you want to have. The bigger the performance, the biggest performance you want to have, the bigger strength you need.
Yeah,
that's it.
100%. And what did you think about the run?
So fun. Yeah. Because as I told you, I hated running. I had to start running because of CrossFit, because you do everything in the sport. So I started really slow, and I remember my first 5K was during a competition.
Wow.
First event, we finished dead last by far.
Oh, really?
So it was so embarrassing because it was because of me. Like my partner could run faster. And I remember we had a heat, like some people were starting every 5 minutes. And at the end, the the heat that started the workout 5 minutes after us were passing us. So I was,
Oh, no. Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yes. And I've improved, so it's good.
Yeah, that's
I have
awesome.
another one, and I want to improve even more.
It's in Thailand, right? When's your
Yes.
next run?
In May.
In May. Oh, wow, you have a lot of time to prepare then. And what did you run this last one?
26.
And what was it the fastest you ran before?
29.
29. Wow, so you shaved 3 minutes off. Let's go. That's huge.
Yes. And
Yeah.
training not that much. We did a
Yeah.
6 week
No, we didn't train
plan.
at all. It was like two times a week.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was running before that, but just to get back into running, so it was really slow pace, and alternating between running and walking, just because you have to be really prepared when you start running.
Yeah.
You have to have like strong feet, strong ankles, strong knees, and just lower leg very strong if you don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
So I started really slow, and with the ATG, ATG exercise like tips, calf.
Yeah.
You just get really strong.
Yeah, if you're a runner and you're not training your lower leg, you should really reconsider that.
Yeah,
it makes such a big difference.
Idea.
Yeah. Like I train my lower leg and I still get, not like pain, but like soreness, pretty heavy ankle and leg soreness. So I can imagine somebody that doesn't. I'm like, are you probably like, no wonder you have shin splints. It's like you don't do any tib raises or you don't train your ankles. It's like, oh. But
and I think just not strength train your tips and calf, because some person like do like some body weight movement, but I think just getting them really strong, because body weight movement you do a lot in running. You just do calf raise during running. You just have to add the range, so the stretch of the calf, and low rep but big weight.
Yeah. So lower reps on the I agree.
Because running is endurance sport, so your calf are really endurance.
Yeah.
So drop the reps and just do it heavy.
Exactly. Yeah. For a lot of sports, I think that would apply too, right?
Because they're running just so much.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, so like, for example, let's take running and then CrossFit, right? Running, what are you missing at the ankle? You're missing mobility, right? Getting that stretch.
Yes.
And then getting strong there. So
low reps. Really
exactly. Low reps for like a wide range of motion is good. You could even say the same thing about CrossFit, right? You're missing strength and mobility because you're not specifically working those two qualities week to week, right?
We do movement that require mobility, but if you don't start with the mobility, we don't work really deep into the mobility part. So you just moving not really good.
Yeah. Do you notice that the best CrossFit athletes have amazing mobility?
Yeah. Every top athlete have incredible mobility.
Yeah.
No butt wing, shoulder mobility, ankle mobility.
Just more efficiency.
Yes.
Right. So putting all that together, what are the top 5 things that you feel like, what are the top 5 movements that an athlete needs in CrossFit from ATG?
5 movements. I think external rotation.
Okay. That's good.
Extremely important in CrossFit. Yeah. We just don't train the back of the shoulder. And power raise. I think the 2.
Yeah, both of them?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Like also to learn how to move the scap on the power raise. Because in CrossFit, for all the stability comes from the scap that are not moving, and they are in place and just really strong in this way. And for the body weight movement also, like for pull up, push up, and everything, you need to know how your scapula should move and have just better control over this, and have like I can feel the scap and it's like this and it should be like this, and just yes. I think a healthy shoulder in CrossFit is a shoulder where you can go in every range, and you know how to place your scap during the movement.
Yeah.
So these two. ATG split squat because of the full knee bend, and I think not everyone in CrossFit is doing like ass to grass squats, so they need like the full knee bend of the front leg and the hip flexor strength, the hip flexor flexibility. Because in CrossFit we do only we do a lot of movement with the hip flexor, but only like contracting the
only strengthening them.
Yes, and never
lengthening them.
Never. And we need it because of the low back. Too.
Yeah.
Because if they are too tight, like for the psoas, not good.
Yeah.
Not good for the back.
Right.
And the couch stretch.
Couch.
Because we do a lot of quad movement. Contracting, never lengthening. And I think just ATG split squat and couch stretch are perfect for the hip flexor and the quad.
Yeah.
Like everything here. And last one. I think just work on your weakest link.
Okay. That's good.
I think a lot of people will have the hips too stiff because of the sitting, and maybe like seated good morning.
Seated good morning, yeah.
Because
it's one of my favorites.
It's the movement you do in the squat. You have to have the low back straight and strong, and you have the hips mobility at the bottom.
Yeah, 100%. I think those are all really good. So external rotation, power race, ATG split squat, couch stretch, and seated good morning, or a weak link.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Those are all really good. I think really hips and shoulders is like the biggest thing. Knees, I don't. I agree. With knees for CrossFit. But if they're getting all those squats, what do you think is affecting the knee so much? Is it not pausing? Is it just too much of one range and not the others?
Hamstring too.
Hamstrings, yeah. Great point.
Never do like leg curl, like never, ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. So the hamstring we're only strengthening sometime with the straight leg deadlift,
RDLs, yeah.
And other movement we do that is more posterior chain and hamstring, that knee flexion.
Yeah.
Also. And I think what is impacting most the knee is just doing too much.
Yeah.
Just that. I think sometimes the way you move is not that bad. It's fine, but you're just doing too much for the capacity of your knee.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. So build that capacity with more or with balance?
With balance. And with the split squat, I think it should help. And the couch stretch. Sometimes just doing the couch stretch for some people, really, really tight people, it's just amazing. They feel so good after that.
Yeah.
Just doing a couch stretch.
Yeah. You don't need any equipment. You just need a bench or a wall even. Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, yes.
Very, very cool. Cool. So what are your plans for the future? What are your goals? Where do you see yourself in 5 years, 12 years?
5 years, 12 years. 5 years. I would love to be a professional athlete. Just earning money with the sport of CrossFit.
That's amazing, yeah.
In 12 years, it's a lot of time. In 12 years, I think I'm going to stop CrossFit.
Stop CrossFit?
At least with competition, because I would be like, the category of CrossFit is 18 to 35. And 12 years is 35. So
Oh, wow. So you'll be retiring.
yeah, it's like there is a lot of category, but the biggest one is like 18 to 35. So I think like the next 12 years, no, I don't think, I know the next 12 years I'm going to just do CrossFit as and trying to be as good as I can be.
Yeah. You want to retire as like the greatest ever? Or would you be or would you be happy just retiring as the greatest Leah could ever be?
I think the greatest Leah that how did you say that?
You think the greatest Leah is the greatest ever CrossFit?
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay.
Can be, yes.
I love it. That's amazing.
Yeah, I think just your best is enough and you can go very far with that.
Absolutely. And do you plan on coaching people until you retire from CrossFit and then continue doing that, or is that?
To be honest, I started coaching people. Okay, maybe a little bit more of context, but I stopped my study because I just wanted to do CrossFit. It was clearly absolutely delusional because I was doing like one strict pull-up and like no strength, and I was just not good at CrossFit because I had no strength and endurance. But I just wanted to go for it, you know? So I stopped everything and I absolutely didn't know how I was going to make money. And I started making money like just this year because of the coaching, but I didn't start learning the coaching thing to be a coach, but just because I was applying to me, like I was so broken, I needed to be fixed, and I needed knowledge, I needed to know how to do it, but I did it really well on me. I started doing with some of my family and close people. It worked very well.
Yeah.
And I just started sharing that on Instagram, and I started coaching like this. But this was not what I really wanted to do. But I really enjoy it because I can help people, and I can make money. I can have like a lot of time to train. So I think just the universe is giving you like everything you need. You just have to have a goal. Like I had this goal and everything went really perfect. Okay, you now to know. At what point I needed just to make money because I was not making money, like zero. And okay, someone reached out to me that because they wanted to be coach. Nice. Okay, I can
That's
do
amazing.
that.
Yeah.
And everything worked out like this. But you just need to know where you want to go.
Yeah. So you don't know if you're going to continue coaching. You just know you're going to be professional CrossFit
my goal
athlete.
is to be professional in CrossFit. I think when I would be like, because at one point you just train all day, you don't have time for anything else. So at this time I won't be coaching, but I really like it.
Yeah.
So for now I have time and I love doing that. Like helping people and just getting I'm coaching people because when I needed a coach, I didn't find anyone. I just found ATG, and ATG had all my answers. But not everyone wants to spend the time learning about ATG, learning about the body, learning about the exercise and everything that is a coach, like the profession of a coach. So I learned that for me, I can share with others.
Yeah. Beautiful. That's awesome. So excited for you. You're going to be a pro in a few years, right?
Yes.
It's coming. Y'all keep an eye out for Leah. Go follow her on Instagram, Leah Holistic Training. Is that your username? And yeah, lots of more to come from that. I'm excited to see you grow as a person, as a professional athlete. I think we'll probably see each other again eventually. When you spent 3 months here, like if you don't see us again, I'll be a little sad. But yeah, have a safe trip back. I think you leave next week, right? Next Thursday.
Next Thursday, yes.
Oh, that's huge. Okay. So yeah, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
It's been nice having you as a friend and roommate. Thank you so much.